So, hey guys, when I barely have anything left on my sponge, after I've really gone around the edges and it's kind of dry, I add little things like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Like, if there's a spot where they've kind of made it kind of dirty, you can just add a little bit to it, just like make this really stand out. Just kind of just get yourself a little bit of a ring on there in spots. Just have fun, play. And of course I inked it on here, but we're covering that up, so it doesn't really matter. And I tell you what, guys, this catalog, it could be a catalog. This mini album, I think, is one that is going to hold. I mean, I know it's a big mini album, but it's still going to hold a boatload of pictures. A boatload. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. There we go. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. We'll be putting something on here. I don't know what yet, but I've been doing the fussy cutting out of the, like this. I still have to get the little bits out of there, but so I will be doing something, and it might just be that I do a closure up here with something interesting, and probably should have thought of a magnet. Dang, and I think it's too late. Well, no, but I would want the magnet up quite a bit higher. About center. There. Okay. I'm going to slide a magnet up in there. With the point of my pencil, I think. Or just slide it until it stops. Let's see. How can I do this? Open sesame. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on one side of this magnet. I'm going to flip my page around, and I'm going to slide the non-glued side down. I wanted you to see this, so that's why I did this. And I want it to end up here in the center, so that's where I'm kind of, let's see, where did it go? Let me push it down with my pencil just a little bit further. Okay, so it's right there. That's going to be perfect. Now, I just need to re-glue. 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 So, I'm going to get my spatula. I haven't really cleaned it off from the last glue job I did. Just load it up with some glue. Just be careful not to rip the paper. Let's see how that's going to do. For the center, I think that took good care of it. And then I can just lift this up. And I'm just going to move all that kind of this way. All right, there we go. Fixed. See, any mistake, there's something else that you could do. Totally something else you could do. But you know one thing we could do that's going to keep these pages together? Let's go ahead and get these pieces down. And then I'll show you what we can do to keep them but it'll be your choice, because you'll lose one aspect of what you're doing to gain a different aspect. Now I want to make sure that this, oh, see, I probably should have made them a little longer than a ½ inch. But I'm not going to change it now, because the little edges here, I should have made them about 1 inch, although you know, 3/4. I don't think I would have had enough though. But it still continues the picture down, and it's still pretty. So I'm not going to sweat that little corner. It's just an added bonus beautification piece. You know what I mean? But if you do want to make your little strips longer, if you do choose to, you know, do the edges like I've done, then by all means do that. Okay, just over just a titch more, please, and up. There we go. Okay. And last one. And if you didn't have enough, you could do like the first 2 pages down with this paper, or, you know, the paper that you're using. And then this last one, you could use like something that would be, make it a pretty combination. You don't have to, you know, if you run out, you can just make that like a contrasting color, so it would, you know, just stand out that much more. Okay, so this first one, I still want to be able to take these out. So I'm not going to glue across this bottom page and here. But I am going to line these up the way I want them to, you know, to be. And I'm going to run a bead of glue on that ½ inch where the holes are. I'm going to pull down this next one and make sure that it is lined up right where I want it. And push down. So the 4 pages will be glued together, but they will not be glued to anything that's solitary in the book. That will help you to keep them from squiggling out of place and not looking like you, like you would want. Line it up. I'm not putting a ton, just enough to get it up in there and to hold. To have and to hold till glue dryeth. Yeah. Something like that. Till the glue dryeth. Okay. Make sure I didn't get any glue popping out the top. No, looks good. I got a little puppy hair in there. I do not charge extra for puppy hair. Nope. Nope, I don't. Okay, so now we need a closure. Oh, I don't know that I want to use that. But you will see the inside, and I don't really want to use that. Let's see what else we got here. See what else we got here. Huh. That could be cute. And I think what I'm going to do is narrow this down ever so slightly so it actually, because I did end up cutting off a little bit of his sleeve here. So I think I'm going to actually cut off a titch of his sleeve here. So I can fussy cut all of the top from the one sleeve to the other. And then have this solid. That might look very interesting. I wasn't quite sure where I was going to use him. I don't know. That is going to be pretty busy, though. Pretty busy. So. Well. Humma. It's a little thinner than I was hoping for, but I could put it on, since I have this brown paper now. I could cut a strip and then put that on there. I think that would be pretty. Well, let me cut the brown strip and then I'll see. Oh, I do have this. And I do plan on putting something. I think I'd still want a brown strip on it though. And I don't know, that's probably too much. Still want the brown strip. So, let's hope I use the right one. I will. Okay. Oh, now I got that song in my head. I don't know who it was, like the Bee Gees or the Carpenters. there for you forever. Love will keep us together. I don't know the rest. Okay. So, if I bring it up here like this. Now, where are... Okay, I actually do have the little guy I fussy cut out. And I think I will like the angle on these. That gives it a little more something, something. Okay. Now, do I like him on there? Not really. Not really. What else do I have? I haven't done all the fussy cutting yet, but... Okay, so I could do... I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the mechanical heart, though. I don't know. Just saying. What else? That might be all I have except for some gears. Start out with a gear. And I think I have some other colored ones. I don't know about that. Huh. And this is the thin one, so it really doesn't need to be somewhere that maybe doesn't get 100%. Well, that is certainly something that could happen, but I will just wait on that part of the whole ideas until we go back and decorate. But I do want to go ahead and put this, and I do like the length, and I am going to have to put some paper on the back side. So where is that sheet that I was going to use on the front side? What did I do with it? What did I do with it? That's my brown. That's my brown. Oh, poodle head. Poodly doodly doo. It was a stripe like this, but it was a smaller piece, I think. I think it was. Okay, well, and anywho. I think I will do the stripe. Yeah, I don't see the other sheet. I don't know. I think I will do the stripe. So let me get the right thickness first. Let's see. I'll cut the Stampin' Up part off. Okay, right between the black and the gold. All right. Let's see. Yep. So let me go ahead and there we go. If it doesn't look like it's trying to fit properly, it's probably that those things aren't open enough. Just be careful you don't overdo them. And I believe if I cut these the same length, we're going to be good. What the heck? There we go. All right. Oh, righty then. Little ink on this bad boy. I've been kind of lazy and only doing one color on these smaller pieces. Bad, Lisa. Bad, Lisa. Oh, God. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I never got back to what I was starting to ask you about. So, like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but right in here and right in there, she got the nail polish. Now, she did really well at getting it down all the way to the quick. So, you know, they're gel nails, so, you know, they grow out. But she actually kind of got my skin, you know, got it onto my skin in several places. And I've never, I mean, I don't get my nails done like a lot, but I've never had that. But I've never had them where they go, I mean, they go down. Well, obviously, some of them are on the skin, but they go down to the skin. So that is going to give me a longer wear, I think. And that's a good thing. I've had these before, but it was during when I was taking care of my mom, and I just don't really, she and I would go together, so it was just kind of something fun that we did, and she's the one that introduced me to these nails, because I don't want to have to go every 2 to 3 weeks and get mine filled or something, so I don't have that kind of I don't splurge on myself that much, I guess. So I'm getting myself a score line right behind where these suckers are going to want to land, and it's a little more than a ½ inch. So this piece is 8 5/8 or 21.7 centimeters from this end to this end. And then I just cut my papers to fit. And that's better. And then I just scored this where my papers, for the length of my papers. You know, you can cut it, you can make it whatever length you want it to be. I want it to come up through the middle. You'll still be able to put pictures and all that, but yeah, I wanted it to come up the middle quite a ways, obviously, because that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this down. And I'm actually going to, let's see, I'm going to put glue. This is the top. So I'm flipping the flap out so it's on the same line as the top. And now I'm going to slide it underneath this sheet that we didn't quite finish up. And I'm going to lay it down just on the newspaper print paper. I'm going to still leave. Let me make sure this is centered. I'm looking right up between the center of those. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Okay, so now I can go ahead and glue down. I think that went on the front of my paper. Okay. There we go. All right, now the only other thing we really have to do here, I love that these are staying in line with each other. They might get a little cockly-eyed, but that's not hard to fix. And my magnet is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my other magnet. Whoops. Figure out which way it wants to land, which face up or face down, so that the magnet is happy. Because, you know, if the magnet's not happy, it won't work. It goes, I love playing with magnets. They are so much fun to play with. Okay. Get off my finger. There we go. And we're just going to lay that down. Pick it back up, and we're going to do our pieces. All right. Okay, guys, so that is our page all done. I will fiddle fart around with these a little bit, and of course there'll be decoration, but there you go. You're going to open it this way. And then you're going to flip and flip. And look at all those pictures, ladies. Look at all those pictures and flip. And gentlemen. And this will totally come out. All you got to do is lift these up, pull it out, and people can pass them around. And put it back in and magnetize the closure. Yay! Thanks, guys, for joining me. Love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this installment on my series for it's the Stamperia line, Sir Vagabond. Love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, guys, we are working on page 6. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, you're going to need your scoreboard to start off with. I had this leftover piece of the brown cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and it is 8.5 by something. Let's see, by like 9.5, and then another whole sheet. So that's what you're going to need to start with. And this was my page 6 right here, and the bottom barcode strip has a ruler on the bottom, so I'm going to actually use that. So it's going to be a little longer, you know, half an inch longer than 12. If you don't have that, you know, you'll still be able to do with one sheet, I think, most of what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the full 8.5 by 11 sheet, And the first thing we're going to do is make ourselves a 1/2 inch. And then 3/4 inch. And then another 3/4, which is getting us to another 3/4, another 1/4 inch. This thick Stampin' Up! Paper. Okay, so there's a 1/2 inch, a 1/4 inch, and a 1/4 inch. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and fold those. Going to make an accordion pocket here. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. All right, so there's the first part. And we're going to lay this right across here and make a mark. Let me move over here. Got to work on the book until I get this part done. And I'm going to keep up with just the newsprint paper, so I have a little bit of an edge of the file folder all the way around. If you didn't do the newsprint, just make the mark, so you're going to leave yourself a little bit of an edge if you want. If you want to take it all the way to the end, then by all means do that. The fact that this is an accordion, it might cover all the way to the end, just because sometimes it's a little unruly. Oh good, so I'm going to be able to fit that right into a slot. So just make your first fold line where you made your mark, and then you're going to go over to a 1/4 inch. So skip one of the slots and go to the next one, then skip a slot and go to the next one for another 1/4 inch. Okay, and then we're going to cut a 1/2 inch away from this last score line we just made, which is going to give us the actual tab that's going to glue down. Okay, so 1/2 inch-ish. And that leaves me with a tidbit of a brown. So I'll just put that in my stash. Put that in my stash. And then we're going to fold this and back. There we go. Let me go ahead and then back like this. There we go. Okay, so let's measure it and see how we're doing. Yeah, not bad. Okay, I'm going to do my prep on my page that I normally do. I guess I've already done it here. Just so I am not showing any of my edging. And I'll have to do all of this, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I have inked everything, and before we put this, you know, we're not going to put this down till after we decorate this, just because it's easier than working in the book. But now take your piece, you know, if you have just another sheet of paper, or if you happen to have this this tidbit, leave the 8.5 side down the side here, and we're going to score on a 1/2 inch and fold and burnish. Okay, So this should be the exact same height because they're 8.5 this way. And I'm going to have some to cut off here. And I think I'm going to do approximately 1 inch. Reason being is I want to put something down across here on the bottom, and this is wide enough to do that. So if I cut off about 1 inch, I'll be able to make a small accordion for the bottom here. So I'm going to cut off 1 inch. Let's see where I am here. Yeah, right about there is good. Let's go a little bit. All right. So now I've got, this is just slightly over 1 inch. So I am going to do, I'm going to do 1/4 inch. And then 1/2 inch. And then 3/4 inch. And that will give me enough that I can do this as my bottom accordion. Okay, so get both of these back edge pieces folded inwards like this and burnished. And then just fold the center line the opposite direction and burnish. When you burnish and you've got folds going in different directions and things like that, try to just burnish your line, not burnish the whole sheet, because then it kind of makes it you know, not want to stay in its nice crisp fold in the other directions. Okay, so now we have a little accordion for our bottom piece, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on, get my glue going. I just sat down, figured out what I wanted to do, and boom, done. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So hopefully, excuse me, my allergies, we will be not hee-hawing around this time, and you guys will be able to follow me pretty easily, I hope, because I know that sometimes, oh, I did need to cut this shorter, dorky dunce, and I usually don't cut it from end to end. I kind of cut it where it's going to sit on underneath. I kind of, let's see, where it comes to this inside 1/2 inch flap. So that's usually where I cut it. You know, it can go underneath a little bit, but I don't want it to get into the accordion part, because then it's just way too bulky in that area. So I kind of leave them to the center and bring it right down to the bottom of the page of your pocket. There we go. A little bit of burnishing. Come on down now. Come on down. Like, what was that show? Let's Make a Deal. Yeah, come on down. Okay, so now we have accordion pockets, and we can take and put a little bit of glue on each one of those bits, and we can go ahead and square our pocket up. Oops. Come on now. I tell you, sometimes this glue grabs and sometimes it doesn't. Just square it up so it's even across the bottom and that your side piece is square as well. And that will help hold the nice shape of the pocket even more. Okay, so, and then we have this piece. So I am done with the scoreboard for right now. Okay, and I think these are holding goody goody gumdrops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take the book out of here, bring our page back, and I can go ahead and glue this down first to the edge. So it's this is the outside of the book. This is the spine of the book. I like it going this way. If you want it to go this way, by all means do that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to trim my corners up a little bit. Oh, and I got new snips. For my birthday, I had gotten Spellbinders monthly deal for a while, but you sign up for your birthday on Spellbinders. They sent me a $15 coupon. $15 coupon, not 15%, $15. And so, you know, yeah, I go on Spellbinders and buy snips. But I needed a new pair of snips, and I thought, oh, I bet you I can find a pair. And I love these. They are a little small for the fingers, but for me, it's comfortable, but for other people, it might not be. A lot of times I do it this way, and that works for me. So it's like this, instead of having the two fingers in there. This works really nice for me. So I'm really happy with these. And it says enjoy the journey on it. So I thought that was really cute. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to get this put on. Yeah, so guys, go to Spellbinders and sign up, you know, for their email or whatever, and see if they, you know, where they, I don't remember. I mean, it's been a while. I don't remember where it was that I put my birthday in, but they asked me for my birthday, and I gave it to them, and boy, I'm glad I did. Yeah, so those scissors ended up costing me like $2 or $3, because the $15 didn't cover all the shipping and stuff. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Sip a drink, sorry. That allergy medicine makes me so parched. Okay, so now we have a wonderful flap and a huge, huge, big, nice pocket. Okay, so the pocket is so big that I do want to put a like thumb hole in there, and I just happen to have an actual thumb hole from We Are Memories Keeper. It's called Thumb Notch, and I'm just going to eyeball the center, which is not my forte, but you know, we're going to get close. Actually, I think I'll wait until I figure out what paper I'm going to put on here. But I'm going to leave this out. If you don't have a thumb hole and you have like a circle punch, that will totally work. In fact, I don't know why that's out. Let me put that away. Oh, I do know why that was out, because I did that closure on page, what was that, 4? Yeah, I think that was on page 4. All right, so I am going to use the bottom piece here on the flap. I'm going to cut, just leaving myself a little bit of an edge. So I'm going to cut that. And then the top of it I'm going to use for the back of the pocket. And I thought that would look pretty cool. And then, of course, because this is so nice and large, we will be able to utilize a lot of the pretties that they give us in this. All right, so we're going to save this. And now all of a sudden that I've started videoing, my dog, I think, wants to go out. What you want, Hooch? Hooch the Pooch. That's what my grandson calls him, Hooch the Pooch. He was 5 years old yesterday, and we're celebrating his birthday. They're coming in July. Well, actually the end of this month. I'm so excited. It's been a while since I've seen them, so yeah, I'm very excited. Okay, and then I'm going to leave myself a little bit of an edge over here. My dog is looking at me like, hey, are you ignoring me? And save this because we might just use, I don't know, not sure, but we might. So we'll put that off to the side as well. So I'm going to ink this up and glue it on here, and then I'll be back. Okay, and remember, when you're working on something that you have accordion on, or a a gusset of any kind, that if you can get the item that you want to burnish on a flat surface, it is much better. Come try ya. I still haven't had anybody answer that question, if they know where Comtria came from. And it is sci-fi related. So I don't think it's an actual language. And I wouldn't know how to spell it. But it is sci-fi related. So if you were a true fan of this show, that was an hour-long show a week, so it wasn't a movie. Well, they did make movies, but this particular show was just, and they made several seasons, but that's all the hints I'm giving you. Come try ya. It's better. Okay. All right, so we have this down, and let's bring the book back. I think I'm going to definitely have this magnetized, or we can do something else. I don't know. Yes, I think my dog definitely does need to go out, so I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back in a second. Let me straighten you up. My camera is getting a little wonky here, driving me nuts. Oh, it's floating. Where are you going? I guess it's easier to adjust me than it. All right, see you guys in a minute. He's got to go. Hey guys, I am back. Now, one thing about this is that you can fit two 4x6s on this and on this. There was this edge all the way up and around, and I took it off because I didn't want the edge on there. And I really want more of the blue, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one off, because or maybe even just the center, I want to bring these colors over here, and this one's got the wing, and I'm not wanting that. Let's see. All right. Sorry. I found a bug on me and I had to get it off. I took the dogs for a walk, so I'm sure that's where I picked it up at. Yeah, not just a potty, a walk. So yeah, I think that is going to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Now I feel like I got bugs crawling on me. You guys get that way? Everything's a bug now. Ah. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go with this. And see, the 4x6, I'll have a nice edge around there and a nice edge around there, because here's the top of this 4x6 where my index finger is. So there's going to be a little bit of a, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, but I like having this where I can see it. So I'm going to get this cut off. Hello. And I've come up with a closure that I really like. It is going to involve one magnet. Let's see, where did I put my mark? There it is. Okay, don't get rid of any of your bits and pieces, because we're going to need them. I also did kind of go through my stash again and found some more of that Stampin' Up paper that I have been using with this, you know, with this Stamperia paper. And because I was getting a little worried, you know, because I still have some plans that I am going to need paper for. And of course I want the main pages to be totally the Stamperia, you know, front and center, not necessarily all the pages only Stamperia paper. But I think that's good for that piece. But yeah, so see, I think I need to glue this down before I, so I had this piece here, which I think is a Tim Holtz piece, and I think this is a Tim Holtz piece. Not 100% sure, but I believe they are. I don't think they say anywhere. So let's go ahead and glue this little strip down. And there we go. Again, make sure that when you're pushing down that the accordion is actually folding the proper direction and way, so that you're not damaging your fold lines. Okay, so now I'm going to need a little hole. Now you can use a pokey tool, you can use whatever, you know, whatever you want. And I'm going to center it in between this area here. So, and I want it pretty close to the top because I don't have huge. So I'm just getting onto the second sheet of paper there. So that was very nice. And let's see, I'm going to need a magnet. Oh, that's not magnet. That's not magnetic. Well, we will make it magnetic. I'll tell you what, we will make it magnetic. And I hate when they put these things on here. Let me get my, put my magnets back. Let me get my spatula and see if that will help me get this off of here better. There we go. All right, and I wonder if any of my little circles, these are all too large. That's the only thing, is these little pieces are hard to get out. There we go. Okay, I wonder if any of these little circles will fit in here. Ha! He! Ho! Ho! Nopers, nopers, no such luck. Okay, so, well, that will fit across the back side very nicely. And that way I can put my magnet inside there, which will make it. Yes. Okay. All right. So I am going to need 2 magnets. There we go. And let's go ahead and put some glue. Well, wait a minute now. Let me think this through. Okay. We want this to... I got these from my husband's sock, but I think this is about the right depth. Let me cut a little... Well, here's a little circle right here. I hate using my new scissors for this. Let's see. Let me get my Timmy scissors. I'm looking for something that's going to give the backing some support, and then have the magnet and this piece. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Actually, can I... This is a 1/4 inch hole, I believe. Now, it would need to be larger, a bit larger. So I'm going to make this a bit larger, because this way the magnet won't be seen on the back. So I hope you guys are kind of following what I'm doing. I'm just making a hole that's going to be large enough to fit the magnet in the center, and then the chipboard piece that's left will help. Okay, just a little rounder here, girl. And the chipboard piece will help support the designer paper. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down, kind of centered in here. I'll glue this little piece down too, because this is quite a large spot to try and... There. I don't want the paper to get a hole in it or anything, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and I'm going to glue the magnet down inside the hole. There we go. I'm going to ink this. Okay, and I'm not sure I'm gonna trust that Barely art glue, so I'm going to use a little art glitter. And just getting it on the chipboard. And I kind of always like north hanging up the top. Feels good and solid now. Yes, very nice. Very nice indeed. Now I'm going to, well, one's a cutter, but it will work. Just don't pinch it hard. I think I can do this. So now I'm going to get this piece in there. And so let me get all these little tidbits off of my paper. Oh, my little tidbits. I've been busy fussy cutting, watching TV. Fussy cutting and watching TV. There we go. Okay. Alrighty then. Got everything everywhere. So since I've already put this paper on, which is fine because it's only going to go through 2 pieces of paper, and let it find its match there. And then that's going to hang there. I think that's going to look really cute. You know, who doesn't think of a pocket watch and a man, right? Okay, so let's get I don't know that I have any larger ones. Oh, I do have a globe pin. That's what I call them. Everybody seems to have a little different. Do I want to do one of these? No, I think I just want one of these. So let me see. I just don't know. I have one that's long enough. There's some longer ones, some bigger rounded ones, I should say. There's one right there. Okay. Voila. All right, so now I'm going to go through the hole put this on and close it up. Okay, there we go. Now we can go ahead and put our upper piece on, which I was going to do this. It does kind of make for a boring page, but remember, we've got all kinds of things that we can be putting on here. We've got him, we've got that. We can do pieces that would bring this over more. We could do sprockets. I'm not talking about all of this at once. I'm just throwing out the ideas for decorations. But I'm not going to worry about the decorations until later on. But that's cool. So you'll undo that. Yeah, so now I need to get this set up. So let's, where I can move this, clean up. I got clean up on aisle 5. I got way too many goodies laying all over the place. Okay. So now take your magnet, find your, oh yeah, I need this guy, don't I? Okay, so where do we want the watch? Now I'm definitely interested. Where'd I put my 5x7 doodad? Well, here's another one. I mean 4x6. I definitely want to be able to put pictures in. So if I leave it right over here, there's going to be good journaling space along with 2 pictures. So that's perfect. So really this does not need to have too much decoration other than maybe just, you know, a strip in the center or something like that. So that will be very nice. So let's try and have this right here. And where'd my magnet go? Oh, here it is. So let it find its mate. And I'm going to get some score tape and put over the top. See, there's my magnet. I'm just going to put some score tape over the top so it stays there. And now we can take this off when we're ready to work on the inside. Okay. Yeah. So there is that. Oh, there's a magnet over here too, so it's finding everything. All right. Yay, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I can even do pull this down so it can be right on his hat. And I can leave it open. Where you can slide your picture in. I wonder how that would look. I think this would work if I left it open to slide the picture in. Oh, that would be really cute, wouldn't it? I want to bring it down to my ruler and over to the edge, and then I'll have my watch on his hat. Very cute. Okay, so we know that much. We know that much. And all I'll do is yeah, because I'll need to use some of the bottom. So this will have to come all the way down to the bottom. So I will glue the very bottom and this shoulder and the corner and edge of the hat. So that would be the only place that I would glue that. Should I go ahead? Are we pretty sure that's what we want? I think so. Okay. I'm still not going to do it yet, but anyway, so we've got that. So do I like that better? Huh, that's just a little wild. I think maybe this would be a-okay, because there is going to be a thing coming up. Okay, so I need to cut this where I want it. And we're coming right over here. Let me cut this one first. Okay. And I don't think that this is going to be too far. No, it's an inch. I think I'll cut about a ½ an inch off, because I am gonna be worried a little bit about paper for myself. If you are doing this with one that you've got a lot of paper, because remember, this Stamperia pack only has 10 sheets. So I thought I would help you guys figure out a way of making it last. Okay, and then we're just going to ink it. Remember, you can do it this way if you like. This doesn't really show up on that one spot, right, you know, across the top here. So I will be coming back with some walnut stain. Get a little bit of darkness in here. All right. And then doing this at the end just gives it a little bit more of a frame. Okay, so let's get this glued down and then we'll glue our pocket down.